Hey everybody, Jeff Kennedy, Maverix Advisory Group, here with actually, you're a good friend. I've known you for
Yeah.
13 years, Mike. You
Yeah,
need no
man.
introduction, but for those that don't know, I'm going to introduce you anyways.
Okay.
Mike Staver is a world-renowned speaker, leadership coach, author, motorcycle enthusiast, speaking ninja. Did I leave anything out? Is that
That's
everything?
good.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Anyways,
You could add, dapper, charming.
I try to keep these videos as truthful as I can, so I don't
Oh
want
yeah,
to
sorry.
jump all that
Yeah,
in.
you've got a brand to protect. I'm sorry. That's right.
Mike and I have been friends through my relationship with Leading RE and his relationship with Leading RE, and he's written books on leadership and how to be courageous in today's market with all the crazy stuff that's happening. So I thought we'd jump on and talk about some things that I think are super relevant for what's going on in the market right now. And let's open it up with a kind of antagonist perspective. I feel like maybe it's just me. Everywhere I turn, and I guess I can include myself in this bucket, but everyone is either a consultant or a coach of some sort. And maybe they're all good. I would guess that not everybody's good at everything, but you've been in the coaching space for forever. So I want to talk to you about what you've seen, what you think. I know you have some coaching stuff that you're doing, both
Yeah.
inside real estate as well as outside. Let's just kind of flesh that out and talk about it.
Yeah, great. Well, first, thanks for having me. Yeah, we have been friends for a long time. I can't believe it's been 13 years or so. That's amazing. And you do amazing work. I've said to people forever, you're the most talented salesperson I know, and a great guy on top of it. So, yeah, I mean, if you go right now, if any of your listeners go on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere, you're going to come across coaching this, and you can become a coach in 12 hours. And, here's my 5 steps to transforming every human being you've ever touched. And the challenge with a lot of people is they're not really good at it, first of all. And secondly, they don't really understand the dynamics of how to do it. And it's hard to sort through the wheat and the chaff. It's hard to know who the really talented coaches are and who the ones that aren't. Are they really trained? It's a little bit like going to the doctor, right? It says
Right.
MD, it says they're a surgeon, but I mean, what does that mean really? How much talent do they have? How much training have they had? And I think that's why, you see board fellows or senior members of fellowships in medicine. I think there's a world where we need more credibility in a world where it's all noisy, and it's all there's no real regulation, which I'm a fan of not having. Let the market settle itself. I think there's a need for people to be,
Let's talk about that. So, and again, outside in, I feel
yeah,
like there's two main buckets. One is knowledge, one is experience. So you got really blurry all of a sudden.
that's weird. Oh, interesting.
It actually is better, when you're so you get
Yeah, right. It's like one of those witness protection videos.
yeah, this is M. Staver. So you have knowledge and experience. Knowledge is you went and you took some courses and you learned some things, and that's great. And that'd be like somebody getting out of MD school. They're a surgeon, but they've never really operated by themselves as a surgeon yet. The other part is experience. And that's somebody that's lived a long time, made a lot of mistakes, seen a lot of things, and that's valuable too. And those things come together, I think, and that confluence is where you get really, really successful actual coaches.
Yeah.
Um, on the experience side, it's kind of I'm only as good as the experiences I've seen and that I've kind of followed in my life. So if you do things outside of that, I'm really not sure. There's not a process or procedure to follow. It's just like, well, I've seen this or I haven't in the past. And there's not a lot of science behind it. What
Right.
I always thought was interesting listening to your speaking is your background before you became a speaker. You worked in a psych ward. So your whole thing is about
Yeah, let's
people.
emphasize worked.
Yeah.
Work.
Well, I mean, it's perfect segue into the real estate space, I believe. So
Yes.
you are always around. Why do people make the decisions they make? Why do they operate, act the way that they operate, and then work backwards from that, especially when you
That's
come
right.
around leadership and courage. So talk to me about knowledge and experience, that coming together, and then the science-backed
Yeah.
part of what you guys offer.
Yeah, it's a great question. So, I actually ran a division of a hospital and wrote programs and did the administrative side. And then before that, I was the COO of an organization in California. So what I did, I only wanted to be a fighter pilot my whole life. So how I ended up down that path is a whole different story for another day. But coming out of the academic sort of get your degree, get out and get a job, learn in the trenches, that checks all the boxes. But you can be you're a hockey player. You can be a great hockey player and be a terrible hockey coach, right? You can be. And so as an individual performer and as a leader in business, I was blessed to have some experience in terms of really understanding the dynamic of human behavior and understanding how all that works. But then to move out of that space and then to help people, and for me to help people required a very structured, science-based, research-oriented process that helps understand the fundamentals and the foundations of what it means to help humans change their behavior. And that's really the thing, right? It's you don't want Chinese food where you really enjoy it at the time, but an hour and a half later, you're real hungry again. And so what you want in coaching is you want the foundational principles of knowledge, experience, and skill. So knowledge, experience, and skill. But you want to be able to package that in a way that's applicable to other people. So today, for instance, when we finish this, I'll have 7 coaching clients from various walks of life. And the only reason that we're blessed to keep them for as many years as we do is because of the intersection of knowledge, experience, and skill, and how that gets integrated in a methodology that's science-based, research proven. And what we believe is that our coaching methodology can be applied anywhere. So if you're a ninja coach or a Maxwell coach or a Ferry coach or a Buffini coach or a Workman coach, doesn't really matter, because you need the foundational principles. But if you build a desire for coaching on quicksand, it doesn't work very well.
This coaching isn't, hey, make X amount of calls and then follow up your funnel. This is more holistic and at a macro level, which is around how to communicate with people, how to be clear with what your expectations are, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, even deeper than that, I would say. So we start out on what the fundamentals of coaching are, what is coaching actually. And then the second step is we teach the diagnostic principles of understanding the thing behind the thing. So we believe that treatment before diagnosis is malpractice. That if you just jump in and somebody says, I want to sell more, or I want to get along better with my significant other, or I want to do this better, then okay, but it's superficial. What we believe is that we believe training somebody to diagnose well creates a great coaching plan afterwards. We teach the fundamentals then about once you diagnose it, how do you use good Socratic questions? How do you become an outstanding person of curiosity? Then we talk about how to set up a practice or how to set up an interaction with people in the workplace. And then we do difficult circumstances. So really doesn't matter what philosophy you want to use. You need to have the fundamental principles. And so we start deep, stay deep. We have oral exams, we have written exams, we have accountability partners. It's very rigorous.
Well, I love the word methodology. Without that, you might do it's like making a dish with no recipe, and you make it and it's amazing. They're like, how much salt did you put in? You're like, I don't remember.
No,
So you can never ever replicate that again. So having a methodology allows everyone to come through, and it allows you to replicate the success or the outcomes, and tweak little things versus having to recreate the wheel every time that you're doing it. So I love this. So who would be a good candidate for this? Is it real estate specific? Is it bigger than real estate? Is it just high level executives? Is it mid-level managers? Like, give me an idea of what success would look like for you guys.
Yeah, so we've certified. I had no interest in doing a certification or helping coaches become coaches. And then somebody came to me and said, can you teach our managers? Our managers that you coach outperform our managers that you don't coach. So maybe there's a correlation. Can you teach our managers to do it? So we started we've probably certified 500 over the last few years. We started certifying people who were in management roles already or who were designated coaches. So we have a client in Texas. She is the head coach for her company, and that's all she does. Leading RE, you mentioned earlier, as an example, is now integrating coaching into their offer. So That's traditionally who's been there. Anybody that wants to be a coach, whether they want to be a private practice like I'm in, or they're in their business, is a candidate. It is the majority of the people we've worked with so far do come out of real estate, usually real estate management or executive leadership, but it isn't real estate specific. And that is another strength of the certification, is we don't say you got to be in real estate and this is what you do. We don't talk about, company dollar and recruiting, none of that. We really talk about how to help people bridge the gap between intentions and execution, which is the ultimate gap. There's always a gap between intention and execution. And so anyone who is either in the business of influencing somebody or in a role that influences other people would be a great candidate.
That's awesome. And now they go through and get certified. Is there a special vest they need to wear, like a fez cap or something to
Yeah, we actually give them a flag and they have to fly it from the top of their business wherever they work. So they get a flag. And then if you graduate, if you do well and get a really good score on your test, there is a Staver tattoo, which is nice.
On the neck, probably.
Yeah, right. Well, forehead, but it can be neck. We're flexible.
All right. If they wanted to get a hold of you, I know you got a whole staff that kind of puts this together. Is there a landing page? Should they just email?
Yeah. If you go to mikestaver.com/training, mikestaver.com/training, it's the second paragraph. It'll give you the dates. It's 8 sessions. You can sign up. We have a cohort starting September the 4th. So get on it now. We keep the cohorts really small, usually less than 15. We average about 10 or 11. I like it smaller because I teach a lot of it. And then some of our preferred coaches teach some of it. So mikestaver.com/training, look for coaching certification in the second paragraph. It'll give you the dates, the outlines, all that you need to do to be a part of it.
I love it. Mike, I know you're super busy with all your clients. So I appreciate you making time for me today.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Talk to you soon.
See you, man.